personalities, okay? But my dear, what we need to do in this country is to establish a situation where even if it was the devil who should come and sit on top of us in Ghana, by virtue of certain procedures, certain practices, the devil cannot get away with doing whatever he wants. He would necessarily have to do what the people expect of him.
All right, so we had to pull that in first before we start the conversation. So thanks for staying with us. Now, according to a paper by Ikenna Ukpabi Onya, nation building describes the processes of national integration and consolidation that leads individuals and groups to cultivate a sense of love for their nation and to accept their commitment to the nation state. It aims, or its aim rather, is to achieve sustainable development through the unification of the nation's people within and outside so that it remains politically stable and viable in the long run. Now, nation building as a concept helped many nations and regions to become socially and culturally united by creating a national identity. Now, while other countries have used nation building and national integration mechanisms to improve their social cohesion and deepen their development, Nigeria lags behind. Now, the question we are asking is why and how can we fix it? The United Arab Emirates is an example of a thriving, structured nation, and it gained its independence from the United Kingdom on the 2nd of December in 1971, years after Nigeria gained her own independence. Now, its constitution was established on independence and was made permanent in 1996. Now, how have these nations managed to build and uphold such solid structures? And do you see a structured Nigeria anytime soon? Now, that's the question. Now, let's quickly hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. Because we lost a lot of time, I just want to hear 1 minute from you, ladies. Do you think it is possible for us to have a structured Nigeria? Like we have, you know, a plan in place?
I think it's possible.
Okay.
It's going to be a long, tough walk. But it's possible. First, we need to look inwards at ourselves. We have gotten used to this chaos and anyhowness, and we also now have a system whereby doing the right thing or following this right process is not rewarded. In fact, you get frustrated for doing that. So it's possible, but it
takes a lot.
It will take a lot.
Like, let me hear your thoughts quickly.
I think Nigerians got an awakening during NSAS. And with an awakening, there's going to be a change. Thank God, I pray that we would not have a revolution that would lead into war. But we've gotten a sample of the fact that people really want you to be accountable to them. So I pray that we get more accountability, because that's all that matters. Once we have checks and balances and there are consequences for doing things wrong, things will now start falling into place.
How are you, Manny?
Well, I'll say yes. The structure means the building and arrangement of different sectors of our economy and our government. Right now, it feels like Nigeria is like a car trying to drive uphill. So it's very, very difficult. Our natural resources and population, which is supposed to be a source of strength, has become a source of weakness because it has given way for these leaders to, you know, really milk us. So if you ask me, do I think that it is possible? I'll say yes, it's very possible, although it's going to require a radical transformation.
All right, so
yes.
Chief Dele Momodu is an African journalist of high repute and loud acclaim. He's a publisher, polemicist, businessman, philanthropist, actor, politician, and motivational speaker. He is the CEO and publisher of Ovation International, a magazine that has given publicity to people from all over the world in over 60 countries. Now, he is a graduate of the great University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. He holds a bachelor's degree in Yoruba language and a master's degree in English literature from the same university. Now, Chief Momodu announced his intention to run for the presidential election in his homeland, Nigeria, in 2011, but he lost that plan. Now, he was a visiting scholar at Oxford University, England, and he's married with 4 lovely children, and he's joined us live via Zoom. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining us.
Finally.
Finally.
Thank you for inviting me. Yes, the devil is a liar. So
Yes, so our network will not
shame us.
will not shame us. But thank you so much for joining the conversation.
No, my pleasure.
We're looking forward to having you physically next time. But now that we have you here,
I promise you I'll come. I've been at your studios a couple of times in the past. So
absolutely.
I'm quite familiar, yes, with your office.
Absolutely. All right, so today we're discussing this. I mean, this came off of the back of the recent happenings in the United Kingdom. I mean, we saw a few publications that you had made around, you know, the things happening in the UK and all the plans, all the structure that have been put in place, you know. So it just got us thinking as of course, we always look for a way to drive conversations around certain things that we see happening around the world. And this was really, really instructive for us because, I mean, a monarch, someone dies that has been in power for so long, 70 years, and it seems like nothing happened, because it's not like nothing happened, but the way the seamless process is just going, it tells me that there's always been a structure, there's always been a plan. And, you know, that is the kind of governance, or that is the kind of structure that we are always craving for. But you see, in Nigeria, I mean, maximum any leader can get in power is 8 years. After 8 years, you see so much chaos, so much blaming, and all of those things. So this was what drove the conversation tonight. And we thought, you know, you are one person that you have nation building at heart. You always care about the nation. You want to find ways to make Nigeria better. And that was why, you know, you were the right person to have this conversation with. So what do you think, right, about the question tonight? Is it possible to actually attain structure in Nigeria?
Of course, it is very possible. There is a popular cliche that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So there is nothing wrong with Nigeria other than the fact that we've not had maybe a lot of ambitious leaders. We've had a couple of them who did some things. Some came and became seat warmers. You know, leadership is about managing people and resources. And I like to give the example of Ghana next door, because it's a place where I've lived partly in the last 20 years. We had a leader till the year 2016, President John Dramani Mahama, who in one term, they had problems of electricity, and he was able to fix it. He came on air, he gave a target of 2 years. We used to have what they call rules off, where lights go off and on, off and on. And he told his people, reassured them, he said, you will get it in 2 years. In 18 months, Mahama was able to inject about 824 megawatts into their national grid. He was able to fix the problem of transmission, and distribution. All you need is a determined leader. He was able to build a Terminal 3 at Kotoka International Airport. He was able to build a place in Aran Circle in Accra, now called the Dubai of Ghana. He was able to build 1,000 capacity bedrooms, hospital in Ghana within one time. So what it requires is determination. All the countries we are talking about, go to Dubai, go to America. Fortunately, I've traveled a little bit. There is nowhere I've been I did not meet Nigerians doing great things, even as far as in Australia. But at home, our structure is weak. It is weak because we allow sentiments to rule us. Ethnic, religious, and all whatnot. So the day you have a man, one who is fully prepared, because there is a method for this thing, there must be preparation. After preparation, there must be readiness. Then after readiness, there must be action. Once a leader is determined to succeed where others have failed, you can be sure he will make it. But in Nigeria, part of the problem is we are looking for a saint. There is no country that is governed by saints in the world. None. What you need are performance. And the leader must have a good team. It's like You are going to the World Cup. Every nation looks for the best players to take to the World Cup. I will know if a leader will pass or fail from the moment I see the quality and caliber of your team. So you need a leader who, even if he's going to reflect federal character as dictated by our constitution, it will pick the best from every part of Nigeria, and we have the best. There is no part of Nigeria where you will not find good materials. But when the godfathers are going to pick for you and you don't give them your criteria, you call a godfather and say, give me somebody from Ogun State. Let the person give you the best materials from Ogun State, not somebody because the person is my son, is my daughter. No. So this is the pain of Nigeria. And this can be done. That's one of the reasons I wanted to leave Nigeria. You must run Nigeria the way you are able to run your own business successfully. But the moment you don't do that, you're going to fail. So we have the best materials. Nigerians are among the greatest. I've been everywhere and I've seen them at work. A Nigerian almost became the Prime Minister of Britain just a few weeks back. You understand? So it tells you that we thrive when we go out, but the moment we come back, we all return to the same incompetence, to the same, problems.
Sir, so when I saw this topic of conversation, right, it reminded me of the questions I would usually put to politicians when we have them on this show, right? Is a structured Nigeria attainable? And that question reminds me of the drama that happens in political parties, right? If you have political parties, I can't point to anyone right now that I would say the structure is working for properly, right? If the political parties would be producing the president and they cannot keep their home in order, how do we expect them to give us a country that is structured? And I'm asking you this question because I know you declared your intention in February 2022. Unfortunately, you're not the flagship bearer, right? But you are in that space. Based on your experience, how do you think we can begin to get it right from the party? And then that can translate into great leadership for whoever becomes the president or governor or whatever position they get.
There is no perfect political party anywhere in the world. America produced a Donald Trump not too long ago. A very, very, I would like, rambunctious leader. Very, very cantankerous. He will fight over little things, but he was still able to deliver. That's why I told you that nations are not governed by saints. Nations are governed by performance. You see, Donald Trump was a successful businessman before he came to power. So he understood the rudiments of how to make a business successful. The problem is, here in Nigeria, you have leaders who have never managed people and resources. A man who has never earned 1 million naira a month, suddenly you bring him to come and manage a multi-trillion naira budget every year. He may not know what to do. So the structures we're talking about is the structure of understanding what to do from day one. Most of our leaders will spend the next 4 years learning on the job. So what do you expect? Failure. I know where you were going when you said parties who cannot manage their own structures and all that. It takes time. Nigeria, our independence came in 1960, so which means, that was the year I was born. We're 62. Look at how long it took America for them to produce the first black president. So today, people are going to say, oh, Nigeria is dominated by the North. PDP could not honor its promise of zoning formula. After Buhari, we're supposed to have, a SADA. That, for me, right now, yes, while it is crucial, that is not the end of it. you could have a southerner take power and it will be much worse than Buhari and me. So what you need is to look for antecedents, look for people who have been able to manage their own businesses successfully. That will help. If you go into party politics, of course, there will always be bickering, there will be infighting, but that should not distract us. And that is why I've been suggesting to our younger ones, when they say, oh, PDP is useless, APC is useless. No, there is no party that is totally useless. What makes up a party is not the name of the party, it is the people in the party. And you are not going to govern over saints. When you take power, you are going to govern over saints and sinners. So what we need to do is, if you believe you are a saint, then gather more than enough saints so that you can overwhelm the bad people in the party. Because I insist, at the presidential level, I can't talk about Nigeria, at the presidential level, it's almost impossible for you, if you are not in a mainstream political party, to win that race. It's almost an impossibility. I didn't say it's impossible. People will say, oh, Emmanuel Macron in France. We're not in France. Well, our democracy has not matured to the level of France. We still have a lot of
We
challenges.
have a long way to go. Absolutely.
A long way to go. So the two major political parties that there are, we can manage it. I used to tell Omoyele Sowore, for example, I said, look, if you believe you really want to make an impact, go to a mainstream political party. You can join APC, you can join any party you like. I joined PDP because of that. You can see Banky W today, it's PDP. And it's making bigger impact than it was in a smaller political party. Yes, oh, you can build. I mean, we have Labour Party now where OP is coming up, but it is not an overnight thing.
But you see, people would argue that those political parties will never give someone like Omoyele Sowore or even you, a chance. I mean, that's why Peter Obi had to move to a different party.
That's why I told you it is not an overnight thing.
Well,
that is the problem. If Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has been contesting since 1993, so why do you think Omoyele Sowore or Dele Momodu will get it in one day?
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back from the break, Manny has a follow-up question on that. Stay with us. Now, thanks for staying with us. Now, if you just tuned in, we're discussing nation building. We're asking, is a structured Nigeria attainable? And we have with us Chief Dele Momodu. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag Wayshow. Manny had a follow-up question, and I'll come to Lady.
Means this is a form of government where policymakers are appointed based on their technical skills. And from what you've been saying, you've been talking about some people not being able to manage some things, and then we're trying to, deliver Nigeria into their hands. I think Elsie talked about it was Uwa that talked about some people, you leaving the show and then the show continues. So now we have some businessmen who have spent years and years trying to build businesses. So without them, they go on holidays and the businesses continue. Do you think that in Nigeria, what we need are technocrats as opposed to politicians? People who are already used to building structure. Yes. So do you think that we will do better with technocrats as opposed to politicians?
I have no doubt in my mind that we need more of technocrats. When people describe me as a politician, I tell them I'm a part-time politician. Because 2 days after I lost the PDP presidential primary, I returned to my job. Right now, I'm speaking to you from my office at home. I have an office at home and I have an office at Ovation. So I know what to do. And I don't have to go to my office at Ovation before the place will run. I have editors. I have line editors. I have the camera crew. They know what to do. I'm sure the CEO of your company does not have to come to work every day to breathe over you. So what we need in governance are those people who know how to manage people and resources, and it is not difficult. I can give you an example. Even under the military, under President Ibrahim Babangida, we had one of the best foreign policies when we had Professor Kolade Akinyemi as our foreign minister. And even before then, I remember, everybody remember Joe Gaba, the military man who was also in foreign affairs. Today, a lot of our ministers, if I ask you to name 10 ministers in Nigeria, you might not even remember them. That's why I use the example of football. You know that when you get on the field and you see a Ronaldo, you see a Messi, then you are hopeful that it's going to be an interesting match. So in a country where you want to pick an 80-something-year-old man to represent Nigeria, in a country where you had a 40-something-year-old president, I mean, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, I know what I'm talking about.
I like
There
the
is
fact that
no way I will be the president of Nigeria and I will not be able to pick the best team. It's not about age. It's about you. It's about your beliefs. The moment you restrict everything to sentiment, oh, those I can control, you don't have to control anybody. We have a lot of superstars. We should be a superstar cabinet.
Absolutely.
Where each person, look at when Okoye was our Minister of Finance. Look at when Akinwumi Adesina was in charge of agriculture.
Can I interject very quickly, Uncle Bob D?
Yes, please.
When you talked about age, it's funny because it was what I was going to come up with next. You said, oh, we can't, because I want to speak about Tinubu Jagaban very boldly. Everybody says that the age that we have, that he claims that he is not the correct age. I don't think it's so much about his age, but his state, the state of his health. How can someone be so gung-ho about being a president of Nigeria, be with this very frailing health, and nobody has been able to convince him that, you could actually be a producer instead of wanting to be the star act in the show? He thinks it is right, but it's not about what you want so much if you love the country. Daddy Baba Sonjo said the other day when Charles, what's his name, Charlie Boy was seated with him, that he's not about a candidate. He's more concerned about Nigeria as his baby. Most of the people that are running for government are not thinking about Nigeria as a whole or humanity. What they see is that they told their grandchildren before they turned 50 that one day I'm going to be president of Nigeria. And they feel that is their birth-giving rights and it is their turn. This is not a monarchy that we pass from one household to the other. So, going by what Baba Obasanjo said, I'm looking at Nigeria as my baby. Who is the best caregiver for this baby? It's not just about age. Someone who is not in good health runs the risk of not finishing a term, and I'm not wishing death on anybody. If he doesn't finish a term and the Shetima comes in, because I think it's actually a plan. So let me give you the chance to educate me.
Well, let me respond. Number one, I'm not a member of APC, so I can't speak on behalf of APC. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, everyone knows I have the highest regards to him. I don't have access to his health or medical certificates, so I will not be able to speak about him. Yes, people have said a lot of things that he looks old, he looks frail. I've met him on occasions when he didn't appear to me like that. So, but like I said, I'm not going to judge anybody. I'm a Democrat. I have only one vote. I will allow Nigerians to determine who they prefer between him, Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso, Kola Abiola, and the rest of them, Omoyele Sowore. We have options. We're running a multi-party system. So if a party decides to field someone that you feel is not healthy, then the choice is yours, not to vote for the person. But the Constitution of Nigeria, I don't know if it can disqualify anybody just like that. I believe for him to agree that he will run, he must have checked with his doctors, and his doctors would have confirmed to him that he's good to go. But if it is an error, I'm sorry.
So let me Can I ask a follow-up question on that? Because there's a saying that says everything rises and falls on leadership, right? So I wanted to, because the video we had played introducing the show was a Jerry Rollins video that said that even if it was the devil himself that was going to come to Ghana, the kind of structure that Ghana was going to put in place, even if it was the devil had no choice than to run Ghana the way it's supposed to be run, right? So the question I'm trying to ask, right, is how can we have a structure, right, that ensures that whether we like it or not, if you like your health to be frail, if you like be healthy, the country would run itself? That's the question I'm asking. Because again, you talked about selecting a leader that says, oh, that leader is what's it called? The person the person is not healthy, the person is old and all of that. If we had a blueprint, right? For instance, we had a checklist as to who. So before you even get to that point where you want to present the person as a party, right? The nation
yes, you're right,
has a checklist of the kind of leader,
how you choose
and how
your representative.
I mean, when you are getting a job, for instance, that's why I really like your question about technocrats. If you are getting a job, every organization has
you
their
do
standards.
this? Have you done this before?
So there is a tick box. So what is your age grade? What is this? What is that? Your health, any medical condition? Do you know how to? There are some jobs you must know how to swim.
Constitution says school living certificate.
No. I'm not even talking about that.
So it has to be.
I'm saying
it has to be changed.
So I'm saying that beyond.
If you're talking about it, then it has to be changed.
That's where I'm going.
Because it's a problem
I'm saying
as well.
Beyond just saying secondary school living certificates, right? Can we have like a standard document that as a nation we all agree to say, you know what, this is a standard requirement, basic requirement. So we will check your medical history, we will check everything. Maybe when we start to have that, political parties would then have no choice other than to
present
the candidate that qualifies based on the structure that we have laid on ground. So everything, the reason we're having all of this rigmarole is because even us as a nation, a national body, we do not have standards that we are benchmarking on. So they will give
do you know that some people, when they are trying to get a nanny to take care of their children, they go, not just medical tests, they even feel like the people we have in Nigeria can't do the job. They go to the Philippines to bring the people that they feel that they can care for their children. So for me, I'm just thinking, if even in choosing a nanny, you are looking for different things, different criteria, but for choosing a president of a country, we just throw everything away and say, you know what, caution to the wind. Then we expect a good Nigeria. So what I think is at this place in time, you know, Dele Momodu said something just now that just got me thinking, like, really, it's a political party. He said that we have multi-parties. So we have multi-parties, meaning everybody has a right to choose. So, see, like you just said, even if someone wants to choose a man that is sick, it's actually the person's prerogative. It's the person's business. But you know why we are so passionate about it right now? It's because Nigeria is failing. And we see that if we don't take a hold of it right now, we might not even have a country called Nigeria in the nearest future. So if you see that the car is going downhill, you probably will need an experienced driver to navigate.
That can use gear 2 to
yes, you understand. So what we need right now is the best man. So it's not even about everybody just saying, okay, let's just present anybody. We really need the best man at this point in time.
So that's why I was saying that, you know, what is the possibility going forward in selecting our leaders? We didn't have like a standard selection document that you must check the boxes. Is it possible? Yes,
I agree with you.
Sorry, Elsie, before I forget this point, you know, to change the constitution and change the rules, the problem we always have with Nigerians is they waste the funds, because we would need to change rules and constitutions for us to be able to put these things in place. But we never get it right because they're always there to get per diem and waste money.
So what you just said just makes sense. So how do we go about it?
Elsie, go ahead.
I think it just reminds me of what we tell ourselves most of the time, that we deserve what we get. Because at the end of the day, even if you're saying, yes, we have the constitution is saying just school living certificate, right? we also have the right, like you said, it's our
Okay.
prerogative to decide one vote.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do we really pay attention to the things we
Yes, so we're just
Okay, let me, I think we have our
arranging
guest back.
documents?
Yeah.
Are we as a people
No,
ready
you don't see. So where
to
I'm
look
saying,
and say, this
Let's
is supposed
choose
to
so
be
let me
our
explain
leader?
something
Do we
to
have
you.
the
Yeah.
capacity to
But let me, I
choose?
think I hear Dele
True.
Momodu is back.
Okay.
Because the reason I asked that question, you know why? What it would then mean is that the standards will be tougher. You know why? If we already have like like an initial screening, so before you even get to that point where you become the flag bearer,
Okay.
so you now leave Nigerians at a difficult point
They
to
would
choose.
have
So
done
they
that
really,
within your party
thank
before
you.
we even get
But
to
let me,
that point.
I hear
Yes.
it. Dele, please, I think we lost you for a bit. Thank you for. Oh, we lost. Are you there? Is he there? Oh, sugar.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard the question because we have barely like 5 minutes.
Watching. Oh, no. I've been here. I heard everything.
Awesome. So please go ahead.
No, so for me, we tend to make it look like it is difficult to have good leaders or that it must be a certain age. No, it's about the personality of the leader. We've had very young leaders who were hopeless. We've had old leaders who did not perform. So it tells you that it is about the determination of a leader. I like to give the example of Governor Nyesom Wike, for example, in Rivers. I mean, anytime I go there and I see the quality, and I'm saying this because one of you said it just now about the quality of the work that people do. Everywhere you go, most places you will see Julius Berger. People think only Nigerian contractors should be given contracts. But if Nigerian contractors do not demonstrate enough seriousness, discipline, and responsibility, then you have to go and find a contractor from wherever you can. In England, the Bank of England, at a point, appointed a Canadian to manage the economy of England.
Can you imagine?
And that's England, where you have Cambridge, you have Oxford, you have Imperial College, you have all the most fantastic universities in the world. They still believe that, look, let's go and bring someone who can look at our economy with a fresh eye. Nigeria is too isolated and isolated. I think that's part of our problem. We always believe a Nigerian must do everything. If a Nigerian is not able to do it, these days I say, if you don't have brain, you can buy one. When you buy one just to build the Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the world, they didn't say their own people must build it. They assembled the best engineers, I think about 55 of them from all over the world. If you go to the Burj Khalifa, you see from the world, their names, their pictures.
Absolutely.
So Nigeria is getting to that stage where we should stop throwing money away because you just give money to a contractor and all he does is to take off. Go and marry a new wife, buy new cars, buy, you know. So you need serious people who, when they leave power, they have somewhere else to go. Look at Obi Ezekwesili. Look at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Look at Akinwande. When they left power, they had jobs to do. That is key. But once you have a man who lives perpetually on politics, you can be sure he's not going to do anything. I don't know anybody can make politics a permanent vocation. It doesn't make any sense to me. You need somebody with a second address, somebody whose life does not depend on politics. Until we do that, we are going to be talking about lack of this, lack of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So do you agree? Because I am just seeing on YouTube. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. I'm just seeing on YouTube, I think someone, Abiola Adelana, he says radical transformation is needed. Do you agree that where we are in Nigeria, you know, we have to get to that point of radical behavior to change things? Or is there still room for dialogue and just trying to push it small?
Let me tell you, in this same country that we are all complaining about, we have produced some of the wealthiest human beings on earth who have worked assiduously to get to where they are. Some of the top 10 richest people in Africa are from Nigeria. And trust me, they didn't get there because they will say, oh, they have access to government. Even if your father gives you 10 billion today to start a business, it does not mean you will succeed. They use their brain, they use their acumen to get to where they are. So when Abiola, I know Abiola, she works at Sterling Bank. When she says radical, I would like to know what she means by radical change. Because radical change could be a Jerry's option. Is that what Nigeria needs now? I doubt.
Okay, let's take some comments quickly.
Yes, please.
Money.
For Uncle Dele by Abiola Adeshino. Abiola Adeshino also, Adelano, sorry, also says, well done, ladies. The same Abiola Adelano. It's indeed possible to have a structured Nigeria, but the change must start from all of us. Radical transformation is needed.
Okay, I have no name here, but it says, good evening, ladies. There is a lot lacking in Lagos. This is the Lagos they claim Tinubu built with so many slums and bad sites. Just few tush places in Lasgidi. I guess it's responding to the what's in the news regarding fraud.
Yeah,
so thank you for your message.
Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying? #ways. Nation building is a structured Nigeria attainable. To cut the long story short, it is all in our hands. It is very attainable if we play our games very well. Money made a very important point. She said it will take a radical transformation, and I believe it. Someone can travel and come back and meet his or her businesses intact. I am so excited to have my dear beautiful sister Money back. God bless you, one love. My name is Daniel Ilo.
Daniel, we love you too. We have 1 minute to go, Chief Dele Momodu. So if you had one thing to say to the Nigerian youth, especially because we are the ones clamoring for this structure, for this better Nigeria and new Nigeria, what would you say to us? Oh, are you there?
Uncle Dele, are you there?
Did we lose him?
Thank you.
Oh, shoot. I think we lost
We
him.
always heard when America was about to start talking for the black people and fighting that there has to be a revolution. And they used to say the revolution will be televised. The closest thing we had to it was NSAS. I want to say that also by the grace of God, I'm really thankful, just the same way we don't have natural disasters, that we haven't had a war in our lifetime. Because the people that would suffer are the mekunus, the masses, not the ones that really need to hear what we need to say.
Thank you, that's true.
So thank God for that.
Absolutely, but I think we've had a fantastic conversation. We are hoping Dele has promised to come physically to this video, because you see all these online things. Sometimes
he don't used to walk.
He sometimes
he didn't use
the devil. He used to walk there. But thank you so much, ladies. I think we had a fantastic conversation. Now, before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica, Twitter and TikTok. Follow us everywhere. You can interact with us further. Drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media. Like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed our quote, here it is again. You can't have a value structure without a hierarchy. They're the same thing, because a value structure means one thing takes precedence over another. Right? For us to have a good Nigeria, a better Nigeria, there has to be a structure that somebody just comes and is a plug and play situation. We can't keep having this shaky government every time a new government comes into power. shaky daddy will not work for us.
It's not wrong.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to you.
Honestly.